the world see it, know it, look at it, go through all the processes. And by the way, this is the same fellow who told you this is going to end by Easter last time. This is the same fellow who told you that, don't worry, we're going to end this by the summer. We're about to go into a dark winter. And he has no clear plan, and there's no prospect that there's going to be a vaccine available for the majority of the American people before the middle of next year.
In 2001, a real-world exercise tested the emergency response to a bioterror attack on the continental United States. The operation was called Dark Winter. Within just a few days, the simulation spiraled out of control. The operation predicted a rapid breakdown in essential institutions, civil disorder, and massive civilian casualties.
Once again, we're presented with predictive programming, foreknowledge, and ominous choice of words. Okay, what I'm talking about is the video I just played before this, which is Joe Biden at the Trump debate on Thursday, where he said, we're heading for a dark winter. Dark winter, dark winter, dark winter. That, and then right after that, I played some predictive programming with an Ubisoft video game called The Division, which came out in 2016. That's a Tom Clancy inspired game, and it gives a little brief scenario of what Dark Winter was. Now, Dark Winter was an actual simulation operation run by the United States, and it was run from June 22nd to 23rd, 2001. And it was a code name for a senior-level bioterrorist attack simulation conducted from June 22nd to 23rd, 2001. It was designed to carry out a mock version of a covert and widespread smallpox attack on the United States. It was conducted by the Center for Strategic and International Studies, CSIS, and the Johns Hopkins Center for Biodefense Strategies. Johns Hopkins, boy, they always appear in all this stuff, huh? And also who were involved in it was Randy Larson and Mark DeMeyer of Analytic Services, were the principal designers, authors, and controllers of the Dark Winter project. The objective was on evaluating the inadequacies of a national emergency response during the use of a biological weapon against the American populace. The exercise was solely intended to establish preventive measures. Scenario Dark Winter simulators involved the initial localized smallpox attack. And it's Wikipedia. I know Wikipedia is not the most valid source of information, but there it is, right here. It's right there, right before your eyes again. And right after this, I'm going to throw on some videos of Mr. Billy Goats and another little breakdown of the Dark Winter trailer for The Division. So here you go. Is this more foreknowledge, like Crimson Contagion, which I talked about previously, Event 201, which predated this, and they're just telling you what's going to happen again? Come on. Oh, God, it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. Foreknowledge, predictive programming, and just in your face.
You know, this Black Friday, you can sleep better.
All over the region.
Retailers are calling this their 149,000 stores offering
Millions
sales
of dollars
in
in
the
cash sales changing hands. Starting on
hit the stores. The flu season is off to its earliest
Appears to
start.
be a previously unknown variant of the flu, suspected case catching many experts off guard.
Today I was feeling like maybe I was...
Back on the breaking news leading with unconfirmed reports of a smallpox outbreak.
Is a highly rehearsed scenario.
And National Guard units converging on a hospital in central Manhattan.
Closed. Smallpox is a very real danger.
More than Ebola.
Let me stop you there. This is not a panic situation.
An entire American city.
Known as green poison, Central Park has been converted to a mass burial ground.
Power outages, gas line leaks, fires. The government's
We're expecting another night of widespread looting.
People of New York are begging for
First responders are either dead
no resources available.
treated like animals.
It's not a job. We're not.
We also face a new threat that the next epidemic has a good chance of originating on a computer screen of a terrorist intent on using genetic engineering to create a synthetic version of the smallpox virus or a contagious and highly deadly
Try to
strain
warn
of
us
flu.
about this pandemic, and we didn't listen. What's the next thing you're warning us about that's going to happen 5 years from now that we're not listening to at the present?
Well, the idea of a bioterrorist attack is kind of the nightmare scenario because they're a pathogen with a high death rate would be picked. Now, the good news is, I'm not trying to depress you, most of the work we're going to do to be ready for pandemic 2, I call this pandemic 1.
Most of the work we're going to do to be ready for pandemic 2, I call this pandemic 1.
Most of the work we'll do to be ready for that are also the things we need to do to minimize the threat of bioterrorism.